Mary, would you be able to share the recorded session over this channel, or how it does?
Yes. Once the session is completed, you can ping me offline. I will share you the recording. That's not an issue.
No problem, Santosh. Thanks, yeah.
Perfect. A very warm welcome. I'm equally excited for this session. Every time I do this free review sessions, I get a chance to meet a new set of people who are from different backgrounds, and I get to learn a lot of things with the queries and doubts. So this is an opportunity for me to talk about one of my favorite certifications, Certified Information Security Manager. So probably like today's agenda would be like, I don't want to stick on to certain aspects and keep very boring stuff. I want to have it as much as interactive as I can. I've set this session for 7 to 9. Those who are able to stay on till 9 o'clock, I'm very much happy. And if you're unable to do it, please reach out to me for any doubts or clarifications. I'm available anytime before 2 a.m. I go to sleep by 2, so or else my wife would kick me out. So I'm available for WhatsApp or email or LinkedIn, anywhere I'm available. So let's get started. So a very warm welcome to one and all. So my name is Santosh Nandakumar. I have close to 14 years of experience in cybersecurity consulting, and I'm a qualified CISA and CISM, and I have implemented all types of standards, ISO 27001, ISO 20000, 31000, and the recently ISO 27701, ISO 2900, which talks about implementing privacy. I'm a qualified BS 112 2017 PIMS. So I have a vast experience in implementing cybersecurity for majority of companies across the globe. I've worked in Jamaica, Middle East, Southeast, and right now like I'm working based out of India only, because thanks to the pandemic there is no travel plans for me for the next 1 year. Probably I might look out later after this. So here are my quick testimonials. People have acknowledged about my teaching. It's not something like I just wanted to give a quick introduction about me. So I have been doing this training, and luckily I've been able to get 100% pass percentage in my students. Having said that, I don't give any pass guarantee, but many people have cleared CSAM in just a quick, probably like in the span of 2-3 months. People have been passing. Sometimes I myself doubt about my teaching. Is it something really that good where people are passing like anything? So so maybe people have acknowledged that I've simplified the concepts, and I have made the concepts much simpler and easier, and that's the intent of this group also. So a quick disclaimer, like probably like all of these are my personal perception, like it has nothing to do with ISACA. Please do not take it like it's all about what I have perceived in my learning, and how I have faced ISACA. So that's something like no certification can replace your actual work experience. So probably like, please, this is a very strict disclaimer, like I'm not an authorized representative from ISACA to tell anything about it. It's just all my experience, and I make no guarantee for success. Though in the background it works, but officially I do this statement in the interest of everyone. Okay. Okay, before we start off, like anything, any doubts so far, I will cover each and everybody's questions, clarifications. Even if it going to stretch till other 4-5 hours, I'm completely happy. Today, I'm going to talk a lot about CSAM, CISA, everything. Mostly it's CSAM, nothing to do with any other certifications. And probably like I will clear all your doubts. If not, probably like I will do it offline, but do not worry. I will clarify any doubt so far. We'll have a 15 minute session. I will pause for Q&A for 15 minutes, and then again, rather than keeping it at the last, I follow 15 minutes cycle. So after 15 minutes, I'll stop, and please throw your questions. Okay. Any questions as of now?
No, Santosh.
Great. Thank you.
No, Santosh.
Thank you.
Santosh, I have one question to you.
Yes,
and
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. First and foremost, thank you for organizing this workshop.
Yes.
And I already hold CISSP now,
Okay.
and I do not know how difficult it is or how I do not know. So I am just a newbie for CISM. So
Okay.
that's
Okay,
all
a
I.
very valid question. Okay, so probably my next, before I go to next slide, I have seen that these kind of questions come up. Like people do ask me, like Santosh, tell me which one should I opt for, either CISA, CSM, and CISSP. What is the major difference between these three? Which is the best certification in the market where I can get a global exposure? If you go to Middle East and all, people holding CISA, CSM, and CISSP, they treat them like a demigod. So it's a known fact that Middle East people, Middle East companies especially allow these certifications, and the moment you tell you are a CISA, CSM, or a CSSP qualified, the respect towards you will immensely increase. So having said that, all three carry the same gold certification standard, but there is a different approach for these three. Okay, so if you are opting for CISA, okay, I would recommend, if you are looking for an auditing career, okay, suppose if you're a junior for 2 years, 3 years, and you're thinking that, okay, Santosh, I really love doing auditing, and my career map will look like a auditing senior auditor, and maybe I might head the IT audit department, then CISA is the one which you would like to pursue as a certification. CISSP is something techno-managerial where it's little difficult compared to these two. And you will have both technical and managerial concepts, which is technical in the sense like they will go really in depth, and probably like it's little slightly tougher compared to CISA and CSM. CISSP is offered by ISC Square. CISA and CSM is offered by ISACA. Now, when it comes to CSM, who should take up CSM is Santosh. My career goal is to become a CISO for an organization, or I have to become a VP security of an organization, or I have to lead the security function of my organization. I'm looking at a very senior role down the line. In the 5 years, I want to lead the entire security function of my organization. I've joined as a CISO of an organization. Then CSM is the one which you have to look forward. You can I don't have it handy, or probably after some time I will show you one of the recent articles released by ISACA. The highest paid professionals are CSM. This is not something you can go ahead and Google it. ISACA certification salary. There is a PDF document which comes up, which is developed by ISACA only, where they have compared all the certifications who are getting paid highest. CSM tops the list, second followed by CRISC, and third followed by CISA. CISA is slowly losing its sheen, but still it is there. I'm not denying that. But CSM is picking up very, very, very fast. So people have understood that CSM is something like it's at a managerial level. You have to think at a managerial level. Like down the line, nobody would like to be an individual contributor in the security, and you have to look forward to be a manager, and you have to lead, you have to implement new technologies in security, and you have to run the security show for your organization. So nobody would be like, no, Santosh, I want to report to a manager all the time, I have to be an individual contributor. No, everybody aspire to become a manager, and this is where a CSM will elevate your knowledge and experience, how to think like a board, how to think like a business, how to think like a board of directors, how you have to think about business, and how to align information security. The disadvantage of CISA is CISA will teach you about how to do audits. Like given a chance, uh, if you have to go and audit any big organization, a CISA will be a very big certification. It'll open up your thought process how to go deeper and how to audit certain technologies, or how you have to look at the audit approach. CISA is the right thing. But many times what I have felt is auditors usually point out where exactly the weakness in the system is, but it does not help for the management. Okay, you have found out a weakness in my organization, what to do next? So auditors usually identify the weakness and they leave, they give the report and they leave. But ideally the part in any organization is implementing and running the security show. organizations love those professionals who don't just point out mistakes. Exactly, like an auditor is also very important. I'm not denying for a fact, but there are very less people who can run security and who can talk like a CISO and understand like a business, and that's where CSAM comes into picture. So having said that, if anybody wants to, yeah, this is the best certification for people in GRC domain. So if I have to wrap it up in a nutshell, probably like you can consider if you're less than 7 years and if your interest is towards auditing, I would recommend CISA. If you're somewhere between starting at 4 years until 25 years, I would definitely recommend CSAM. Like, go ahead and pick up CSAM. CSAM will start making you think like a CISO and like the board of directors. So that's one thing. CSSP should be next after CSAM, because CSAM covers you all the managerial aspects, and CSSP is 50% of managerial aspects and another 50 is technical. So your stepping stone would be your stepping stone for CSSP would be CSAM.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have already passed my CISSP. I thought I should take CISP, CISC or CISM. So that was my question. So thank
Okay.
you.
Maybe you can if I'm not sure, Subramaniam, about your experience. If you're what level are you? How many years of experience do you carry?
I have 15 plus years experience in IT infra and security.
Okay, then probably like you should look at CSAM only. Like probably like CISA is also good, but considering your years of experience, you should now be at a very senior level. So CSAM is something which you can think through about it.
Okay, thank you. I also hold CCISO from EC Council also.
Okay, great. Okay, great. But compared to CCISO, CSAM is widely accepted across the globe.
Okay, how
So
difficult?
that's good.
How difficult it is. That's the reason I have joined this class training, because how difficult it is. Because for CSSP, that I have spent around 8 months to prepare, and then I can work daily. I had work for 1-2 hours a day, and then it took me 8 months to go and hit the exam. So I do not know how that was my gist of the question was that how long should I have to devote time and like that, how difficult it is, because ESSP, it is always a question based, and for example, first answer determines the second question, right? So I do not know about this CSAM, whether it is like that or it is going to be like a conventional 300 questions or something like that.
Okay, I'll cover all of these aspects
Okay,
quickly.
thank you.
In the next
I
slide.
think I am going out. I'm sorry about it.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. So your answer, the answers are over here to your question. So these are the popular myths. People do tell whenever I wanted to take up CSAM, people do tell that, you know what, Santosh, you need to have to study a lot of dumps from Google. If you have to pass CSAM, trust me, you go download this dump, you go download that dump, and you need minimum 6 months of time to prepare for CSAM. So you just go and read manual, you will pass CSAM, or you will have to refer many books to pass CSAM. So these are the popular myths which are going across. Like, I'm not even cooking up. You go and talk to any one of your colleagues, then they are going to tell any one of these statements. But honestly, I would scratch everything over here, and it's nothing to do with this. Okay, I tell you that you don't need any dumps. You don't have to go to Google and study for any latest dumps. So you will get everything, whatever is required from the CSAM manual itself. Like, CSAM manual is enough for you to pass. Okay, you need 6 months of time to prepare. No ways. I would tell that just within 2 months of dedicated time of 2 hours each, you can pass CSAM. Just 2 hours, you can just commit yourself 2 hours of time. You'll be able to knock off CSAM with a very high scoring. And just a manual read, like you can just glance through. You have a lot of experience. You can just glance through manual. And many people have told that, Santosh, I read the manual just like that and I passed CSAM. Not everybody can do that. You cannot expect that, okay, I have 14 years, I have 20 years of experience, like I don't even need manual, I'll go and pass. No, CSAM expects you to think ideally, not realistically. Okay, many times we take a deviation in our current practices, so that is where we might not have the right set of knowledge, we might deviate, but CSAM expects you to think the ideal way. So that's one thing. You need to refer many books, not at all. You just need to have 2 books, which I'll talk about it later.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for the clarity. Thanks. I appreciate your clarification in explaining. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thanks, Subramanian. Okay, so CSAM is Certified Information Security Manager. It's awarded by ISACA, which concentrates more on managerial skills related to IT security. So it's usually for people who are tasked with managing information security of the organization, designing, improving, working information security practices and strategies. So that's where I like, you are the one who's going to design the entire information security for the organization. So you're going to tell, you're the architect, and you're going to tell how the information security has to work in your organization. So according to you're the architect for a house who lays the drawing, and he will tell this is how the house has to be built, and this is what the strength of each pillar or beam should be there. So this is the guy. So if you go wrong, everything goes wrong. So you are a very, very key role in the organization, and CSAM definitely, it's a very beautiful certification. The amount of knowledge you get from the ISACA CSAM manual is something tremendous. Even if you're not interested to go and take a CSAM certification, please go and read the manual. It's really good, and I really love CSAM certification more than CISA and any other standards or certifications. So probably like it'll help you to make information security policies, and it'll help you to understand how to reduce and regulate risk. All these are standard things. I'll skip. I'll come to the right thing. So if you have to succeed in CSAM exam, okay, so probably like now we will slowly focus on how to clear CSAM exam. So if you have to succeed in CSAM exam, you have to reprogram your mind and think like a manager. You cannot think like a junior guy, or you cannot think like a reportee. You have to think like a very senior role. You are representing a business. So you are a risk advisor. You have to always think business comes first for me, rest everything. So the moment you think about business and then you implement, your complete strategy will change. So that is what CSAM is expecting you to do. Every then and now, CSAM will keep telling you that, Santosh, you have to think on behalf of business, think about business, do not take any hasty decisions. Every time, every page in CSAM will talk about this. So this is how you have to slowly reprogram your mind. In your current practice or in your current role, you might not think about business at all. If there is a DLP required, you'll go and implement DLP. But why DLP? Why data leakage prevention software is coming? So you will have to justify from a business standpoint. Like think about the board of directors or the CEO or C2 is sitting, and you go and tell him that I need DLP, please approve it. Why will he approve it? So think from his standpoint as well. Hello. Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes,
Yes.
very much audible.
Yes, Santosh.
So think like a CEO. You always think from security standpoint, and you know that DLP is gonna save a lot of data leakage in your organization. But what about CEO, CTO, board of directors? They are not technically strong enough, or technically not that good to tell what is right, what is wrong. So you'll have to think from a business standpoint and make them understand non-technically, and that is how you'll be able to get a buy-in from them. So you'll have to work with the senior management, and you need to have a blessing of senior management and work. That is what CSAM keeps repeating every then and now.
Santosh?
So, yeah, the study materials which I would recommend. Yeah, Ahmad, just give me another 2 minutes. I'll pick up. Okay. So the study materials which I would recommend very strongly is Exam Candidate Guide and CSAM Planning Guide, which is available on ISACA website for free. And you will have to refer the 3rd and 4th to pass your exam. Okay, the 3rd and 4th is very, very important. The CSAM Review Manual 15th edition, CSAM Review Questions, Answers and Explanation Manual 9th edition, which has around 1000 plus questions. So many times people do this mistake, and if you go back and ask people who have failed CSAM, they would have referred to multiple terms, but they would have failed to go through the official 9th edition manual. So third and fourth books are enough for you to pass CSAM exam. Trust me, you don't even need any multiple CSAM books, or you don't have to go and refer to multiple Google dumps. With just third and fourth, you can go ahead and take it up and you can clear CSAM. Okay, that's one thing. And finally, you have some CSAM mock questions on ISACA website. Always go for questions on ISACA or anything, whichever you want to refer, go to ISACA website. And also the beauty of ISACA is they have an exam community where you can go ahead and clarify your doubts. If there is any clarifications, people are there to help you out from across the globe. Finally, I would be there for everybody, irrespective of you're my student or not. I do for my love for CSAM. So I always tell that if you have any exam schedule tomorrow or day after, do please call me. I will give you some passing tips. Or probably like Santosh, I want to do a self-study and I have a doubt. Can I call you? Please feel free to call me anytime. Please do reach out to me if there is any doubts or clarifications. No strings attached. I do it for free. I'm doing it for giving back to my society. That's all. So that's the study aid. I've got some questions. Just a second. Yeah. How many mock questions we can do on ISACA? If you refer 9th edition, you will get 1,000 questions. Ahmed, is that the question? Ahmed, Mohammed?
Yeah, Santosh, that's right. So, see, I'm a Asaga member already. So, after my login, you mean to say that we will have mock questions posted inside the Isaka website? That's what I understood.
Yeah, you will have 150 plus questions from ISACA website. You can take it up from there also, or else you can refer to 9th edition QAE manual, which has 1,000 questions. Each chapter will have 250 questions, which you can refer to that.
No, my question is particularly on the fifth point, the mark questions which you have listed out.
Yeah, that you need not even be just a second.
Yeah.
Santosh?
Santosh, I think we lost you in case if you are speaking.
I think he probably just stepped away. He said.
Hello, is my voice audible now?
Yes, Santosh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Santosh, you're right.
I lost you guys completely because my Wi-Fi got turned off suddenly. Like I had to do it. Just give me a second.
No issues.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, we
Here
can.
we can.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. So the fifth point is you don't have to be a ISACA member. Even without being an ISACA member, you will get access to the CSAM mock questions. I was able to solve it, but right now I don't know if they have removed it for member, because when I took up, I was a member. So I was able to take up that mock questions, but I'm not sure. 99% you don't have to be a member. You can directly go ahead and take the CSAM mock questions on ISACA website, which has 150 questions. Also, there are 150 plus questions in your review manual also. So you can consider that also. So there are a lot of questions in the in these three only. You can consider all those of all of them.
So I think I've just checked it recently, Santosh, about a week or two ago, and I noticed that it is significantly less right now. I think it's about 6 or 15 of them only that you can check out on the SAPA website.
Okay, maybe they might have changed right now, but I feel that the yes, the QAE is enough, Suchit, correct. The QAE is enough, more than enough for you to get a complete understanding of the CSAM review questions. So you can bank on third and fourth only.
Santosh?
Yes, Amar.
Santosh, is it right time? Can I raise one basic query, or I need to wait for end of the session?
No, you can talk. We can talk if it is something related to this slide. And also, there is nothing called basic or mature query. A query is a query.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Santosh, okay. I'm into testing, software testing, and into vendor management in Gulf. Okay.
Okay.
And I have keenly looking into your post and everything. It looks good. See, one basic query here is, see, am I apt for the CASM? Because I'm getting various what do you call misguidances from different people, wherein whoever
Okay.
knows security or network, it is apt for them. Or as I mentioned you, I have close to 20 years of experience. Is it right to jump into this CASM by following your steps will suffice or not? That's it.
Okay, thanks, Ahmad. Okay, so probably like I will share one of my case study. So one of my previous, I do conduct trainings. I'll talk about it later. I don't want to market my trainings over here, but as a case study, since you have picked up, like one of a student by name, okay, let's keep that the girl's name confidential. So she came up to me and she told that, Santosh, I work in a tech support and I'm unable to work in this tech support because you can't hear me. Hello.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can
Okay,
hear you.
Raghu, I think it's yeah, I think only one person. Okay. So she came up to me and she told that, Santosh, I'm working in tech support and honestly, like I cannot bear with this. And can you help me out with an information security career? She had around 5.5 years of experience. She didn't know what is a firewall. She didn't know what is information security, and she didn't know anything. To be very honest, I do have chat history which I can show it if anybody wants to look at it. So she asked, like, what should I do? What is the basic certification I should take up to pursue a career in cybersecurity? I told, if you are trying to take a basic certification, people will not value you. If you have to, if you were a fresher, I would have started with the traditional approach of going with ISO 27001 and any other the standard certifications which you have to start with. Since you are already into industry with 5.5 years of experience, I understand that you don't have any relevant experience. Get started with CSAM. And she is like, are you sure? I understood that CSAM is one of the toughest certification and it's a gold certification. And me being completely a neutral, a security neutral, and you think you can do it? I told you come over for the training and definitely we can look into it. So she got herself enrolled, and after 2-3 classes, I really got scared. Like, did I give a wrong commitment to a girl? Because she completely blindly trusted me, and she enrolled and thinking that, okay, I'm guiding her. But after 2-3 classes, to be very honest, I got that fear that, did I misguide somebody? Okay, if I understand that I have guided somebody right way, because if they're from security background, but she completely trusted me and she enrolled, and after 2-3 classes, I really got that fear. But slowly, trust me, after certain classes, I do run mock questions in my trainings, and she was the highest scorer in all of the questions. She was getting all the questions right. So that means that you don't have to be a professional in security to clear CSM. That I can give you a guarantee right now. If you had given me this question at least 5-6 months back, I would have told no. But now I would tell, irrespective of whichever field you are from, you can go ahead and clear CSM very easily. Self-study might be little difficult, but with a formal instructor-led training, definitely you can clear CSM in first attempt, not even in second attempt. I don't believe in second attempt. You can, yes, Ujjwal, just give me 2 minutes. So you can clear it. So if she's from a tech support without any background on security, and all she did was take the call, log the ticket, and close the ticket. That's all she was doing, and she was able to get the concepts. I'm damn sure that anybody will be able to do it. It's just that you need to have the dedication and commitment towards CSM. That's very, very, very much important. I would love to get associated with people who are dedicated and committed. But if you are not doing it, I try to keep away from you. That's all. Yeah, Ujjwal.
Santosh. So my question is if somebody is out of the security domain, okay. So the study material which you have mentioned over here, is this helpful if he reads? I mean, if he or she just go through all the study material, it is beneficial, or he has to read some more else, I mean, some more material.
As I said, probably like I can tell you that self-study would be really difficult for a person who is not from security background, and definitely an instructor-led training would be required, and that too from which trainer you're getting trained matters. Like see, I can talk about my training, but I cannot talk about others. So having said that, you can look into the manual, and then probably like we can have I cannot comment at this point of time, like without knowing who is that person and from which background he's coming from.
Mhm. Okay, got it. Okay, thanks.
Santosh, this is Richa.
Yeah, Richa.
Where can we get these CRMs and QAE from?
You will have to buy from the ISACA portal only.
Oh,
If you have from your friends, you can borrow it, but I can always tell from the official standpoint.
okay.
Santosh, just one question now that I mean, not specific to this slide, but one question that I have is how does the enrollment procedure start? And I know the fees; it's a pretty hefty amount. So do we have to go for the membership first and then enroll for the exam, or do we have to first enroll and then once you are enrolled and then you take up the membership after you pass?
Okay, I'll take up this question in the next few slides. I'll come back to this question.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure thing. Thank you, Santosh.
Okay, yeah. So the exam, I'll quickly cover this. There are total 150 questions, 4 hours, and you will get a chance to answer all 150 questions within 4 hours. There's no penalty for wrong answer. That's something really good. And ISACA uses scaled scoring. That means that 150 questions, nobody knows how the scoring pattern works. They just tell common scaled scoring. So it's completely a mystery. ISACA has never revealed how the scoring will happen. So out of these 150 multiple questions, my understanding is one question might carry 5 marks, one question might carry 10 marks, one question might carry 1 mark, and you don't know which question will carry which mark. Basis on that, they will calculate for out of 800, you will have to score at least 450. That means that if you're solving questions, your average should come anything above 56%. So that's the passing mark. So if you're ideally, you need to get 70 to 80% of total QAE is correct. That is a reasonable indicator to tell that you are all ready and fit for taking up the CSM exam. So before
Do you
exams,
think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yes, please go ahead. Yeah, Ruchi, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if you have covered that point, but how much time do you think is required to prepare for this exam for a person having experience of close to 10 years in security?
Less than 2 months. Anybody. You might be a fresher, you might be from a testing background, you might have a 10 years of security, not more than 2 months.
Yeah, I know it depends upon the speed and knowledge base as well, the knowledge base that you carry along. But is it with the rigorous 2-3 hours daily, or like how it is?
The dedicated 2 hours.
Okay, thanks.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, I have a total of around 6 years of experience with nearly 3 years of experience in security, and I was halfway through my CISSP preparation while I realized that probably that may take more time. So should I continue CISSP preparation, or should I? I'm a little confused on what should be the approach. Should I take CISM first and then CISSP?
Okay, I can tell if I was you, that's all. If I was you, I would have taken CSM, knocked off the CSM exam, and then carry over 50% of my managerial knowledge to CISSP, and then I would have cleared CISSP.
Okay, thank you.
Santosh, this is Gunesh here. So out of 1,000, so sorry I missed it. So how much we need to score to get passed in this exam?
So after you study the manual, you will have to go ahead and take up the questions. You should be getting around 70 to 80% right.
So any cutoff is there, for example, out of 1,000, so we have to score more than 800 marks like that. Any cutoff is there like that? Just I'm asking.
See, there is no cutoff. There is no cutoff. It's your Q&A. So you can, I used to get around 65, 70, and that was a fair indicator for me. So it depends on how, but ideally I would recommend anything above 70.
Okay,
70%.
so that now, for example, out of 1,000, in case if I score 600 marks, so whether the result should be pass or fail?
600 is something pass. 56 is what I would tell it's a passing score.
Okay, 560, right?
Yeah, 560. But having said that, CSM is little tricky. It's not as easy as what we think. The concept might be simple, but you need to be very strong in fundamentals. You have to be very strong in fundamentals. I'll cover all those things. Okay.
Sure, no problem. Just this is my okay. This is my question. So today only I came to know. So how much percentage we have to get to clear this exam? Thanks, Santosh, for your
Okay, no problem. Yeah, fine. So during exam, when you are reading the questions, the most basic step is you will have to look for the bold keywords. Okay, there will be two keywords. One is the keyword which is something they would have highlighted by themselves. Like it would have most, best, likely, all those things. But the key to every question is hidden keyword. There is one more keyword which is something hidden. You will have to find out in each question. Okay, what is that hidden keyword? They would have not highlighted it. They wouldn't have told anything about it. But the answer to that particular question will be decided by your primary keyword and your hidden keyword. So you have to look into each and every question, and you will have to find. That's how you have to break each and every questions into words. Okay, you cannot read and just read in one statement and do it. I always tell that you have to break the question into multiple words and then read it and then try to analyze it. Okay, so you will have 4 hours. That means that 96 seconds is what you get to answer one question. So make use of it. Like, why do you have to waste it? So what I did is I covered 150 questions in 1 hour, straight flat 1 hour. I completed 150 questions. I took a break of 10 minutes. I came back and I started reviewing each and every question once again. Almost it was like the buzzer was about to be pressed. I clicked on submit. So I took literally 4 hours to complete all 150 questions. That doesn't mean that I was slow. I cleared 150 questions in the first 1 hour, and I started reviewing each and every question after the 65th minute. After my break, I took over the first question. Again, I saw whether my first instance of what I have answered, was it right or wrong. So that's how you can consider whichever way you want to do it. People have completed in 4 hours, people have completed in 1.5 hours, but this is my approach, which I can recommend.
Santosh,
Yes.
Yeah, Santosh, I had a question on the passing marks that you said, right? So you said a minimum is 450,
Yes.
right? So I believe there are various domains within the CSM certifications. So do we have to get 450 in each domain, or is it the
No,
overall score?
no, nothing like that. It's an average.
It's an average, right? So say, for
Yeah.
example, in one of the domains, I get about, say, just a 400, say, for example. So, but the overall score is more than 450. So that means
That's required. Yeah.
so that means I'm still passed, right? I've still passed.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Santosh. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the most important step to clear CSAM is unlearn and learn. It's very easy for anybody, at least for me, to teach somebody who is not from information security background. The moment you have 15 years, 20 years, 25 years of experience, people think that it's very easy for them. No, it's very tough for them. People who have 15 years of experience, they go completely blindly with their practical experience, and they try to attempt questions, which is something really wrong. A person who has only 3 years of experience, you would have not seen that much of practical exposure. You would just go with the book and you would go and answer it, and you would clear it. So that's why earlier you take up, earlier you can pass. Having said that, it does not mean that people who are having 15-20 years of experience cannot pass. They can also pass, but the key thing is you have to unlearn and learn. So most of the things, as I said in the past, that you will have worked on certain aspects, you will have to pick up what is right, and you will have to work or think from an exam standpoint, from a CSAM standpoint, the ideal way of how an information security should operate, not the practical way. Okay, the practical way is completely different from the ideal way. So when you are committing time towards CSAM, please do keep your practical experience aside when you're answering the questions. Just go with how ISACA guides you. You will be able to pass. Exam experience, I will like to skip this. There's not that much of importance. Okay. So from now on, it will be a little more interesting. So exam passing strategy. Okay. So if you have to pass CSAM, you just purchase exam voucher and schedule the exam. You're straight away 40% pass. Santosh, are you really gone crazy? If I schedule exam, do you think I can pass CSAM? Yes. It might sound very crazy, but I believe in this. People always tell that you go back and ask anybody, have you prepared for CSAM? No, I'm preparing for CSAM from past 2 years. Have you taken the exam? No. After preparation only, I will take my exam. Now, why should I take up the exam? No, that's a very wrong approach. Go ahead and buy the exam voucher and schedule the exam, and then automatically you can start you will get that seriousness and you will definitely pass, or else never in your life you will not be able to complete CSAM manual and clear the CSAM certification. Unfortunately, CSAM manual is really boring and lot of theory, and you will never get that complete josh in your life to complete it within a short period. Okay, so I always tell that go ahead and purchase exam voucher, schedule exam. That shows that you have no other choice and you are committed to complete this CSAM certifications, and you will dedicate time by default. Okay, next is attend training. I wouldn't recommend training all the time, but there are two ways to look into it. So probably like not everybody would carry the right amount of knowledge or practical experience to clear CSAM. So I would recommend a training approach. I do conduct training. If required, people can talk offline. We will not talk anything about my training in this session. I wanted to keep it pretty clean. So why I would recommend and why I would not recommend. Okay, so training will definitely help you to elevate your knowledge. Usually in my trainings, I give practical experience, what I've seen in my 14 years of experience. So I do share that. Many people have acknowledged, saying that Santosh, more than the concept, I was able to remember your example, what you had stated, and I was able to answer the question right way. So it's always very useful, and considering CSAM being one of the toughest and probably like it's also very expensive, and the amount of efforts you put, I've seen people going into depression because they could not clear CSAM. Why take risk? It's not just about losing such an expensive amount. It's also about the amount of knowledge, time, efforts, whatever you would have put, and the results. If it is a negative, you will go into depression state, and people will not even have that same kind of confidence when they take up the exam second time. I have my own friend who told that never I'm going to take up any kind of certifications because I failed miserably. So it's recommended, but not. If I tell training is compulsory, then I might not be the right example, because I did self-study and I cleared it. So I never took any training from any person. So I will not tell that training is the only way to pass CSAM. You can do self-study and you can pass also. I'm not telling that training is mandatory, but training is something which is a backup plan for you, and definitely, like, considering the CSAM exam, you can do it. But if there are people like me who have extensive knowledge, working knowledge, practical knowledge about all the domains of CSAM, and I went through it and I felt that I can easily, and I easily understood everything, and that's how I cleared, and I have started teaching also. So that's where training will come into picture. And then read the complete manual and then solve all the Q&A. You're 100%. This is what required. With anything, any changes, I tell the same thing to all my students who are part of my trainings. Don't go beyond this. Just calculate. If it is 100%, then yes, you're pass. Okay, I'll stop here. Any questions?
Santosh,
Yes.
Santosh, I have a question on this. You know, you were mentioning about the manual, right? And okay, and the manual I have also have with me. I have purchased one, and I have been going through, and it is bit convoluted to read that. So basically, and since I have also passed CSSP, I have the books of CSSP, right? Official guide and. So is that okay if we just prepare it and then go with the CSSP book and sit for the examination? Would it be okay? Because most of the domains are covered in this, are also covered in the part of the CSSP, right?
Only the part, not completely.
But the CSSP has got more domain than this one, no? Basically,
it has more domains, but here there are here it covers much more deeper in the 4 domains. There it is more number of domains, which covers extensively. But having said that, preparing from CSSP manual and clearing CSAM, I don't know how effective that idea would be.
Okay, because why I ask, because
Santosh,
don't mistake me. Why I
Santosh,
ask
can I
this?
add something to it to answer Subramaniam's query?
Please, sir.
Please, yes.
So, see, one thing is in CSAM, you have to unlearn all the things, irrespective if it is a parallel certification, gold standard, CISSP, it doesn't matter the knowledge. You have that knowledge, it's okay. But in CSAM, you have to unlearn all the things. You have to think from a ISACA point of view, none other than the ISACA manual. Whatever is mentioned in the ISACA manual, that is the law.
Okay, got it. I
So nothing experience, nothing. I also hold some 20 years experience, but that will not sound great if you apply that knowledge, working knowledge. It is purely the review manual. It is purely what is the book of law is saying. Like you have to fight in the court. You have to be ready with all the sections like that. It goes in that way.
Okay, thank you, Sushin. Thanks a lot, because the same thing happened with ISC Square also. They also have that conventional way of
When I go for CISSP, I will not refer CSAM. I will unlearn all the things. Will go for purely what CISSP ISACA standard says or guide says. And when I go for any other certification, we'll have to unlearn things. Whatever practical we are into, but it doesn't matter that. So like Santosh already cleared, a 2 years experience person can clear, and a 15 years experience person cannot clear because he applies a practical, he or she applies a practical knowledge that is not required. It is purely unlearn things. Every time you have to unlearn. That's the key.
Thank you, because I found that this ISACA manual is the organizing manual is bit not comfortable for me to read, so I was asking it. Thank you for that.
I failed twice. So CSAM I failed twice. I did not take it seriously. So what I am going with Santosh, he is very right in his sense. Whatever he is stating, we'll have to follow him because he is already mastered the things in CSAM.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sushil. Thanks for clarifying in a precise manner. Thank you so much. I hope Subramaniam has
Yeah.
got the right answer.
Thank you. Because I asked because this manual was a bit convoluted. It is not writing like a coherent way. It was just like spread across. So I asked for. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, fine.
Santosh.
Okay. Yes.
Santosh, this is Gunashekar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. For example, I am also having a 10 plus, around 15 plus years of experience on technical point. For example, so in case if I take some mock exam, right, as you told, I used to apply my experience only instead of the concepts. So that, for example, that practice, how to bring instead of applying my experience, so how to for example, for a question, so how I have to answer specific to the concepts from Isaka. So how that practice I have to bring out, Santosh?
See, if you're doing self-study, trust me, it's very difficult. I cannot influence you. Like you will have to develop that ability to unlearn and do it. But I'm not, again, I don't want to do this, but during my trainings, I will mend your thinking approach. I will mend the way you have to think. Every then and now, I will correct you wherever you're going wrong. This is not the way. This is how you have to start thinking. So by the end of the session, the training session, you'll be completely molded enough to think like a manager. I've seen many people going and talking to multiple CISOs of different organizations in a matured fashion. They now understand what business requires, how to talk to CISOs, how to talk to CEO. When you're talking to many of them, really acknowledge saying that thanks to you, Santosh, for your training, and thanks to CSAM syllabus, I have now been able to have mature talks with senior management, and that's where it helps you. Not getting a certification. See, you can go ahead and pay some proxy exam and you will get CSAM certification. Yeah, you will find multiple emails, messages on your LinkedIn. So that will not help you at all. If you have to really gain that CSAM certification, you'll have to really be strong in fundamentals. That comes with practice. And as I said, experience do matter, but not completely. Like you will have to mend your approach or mend your thinking when you're doing self-study. But as a part of my training, that's my responsibility. I take care of it.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, perfect. Now let's do something, one key activity. Okay, so I don't want to keep it very boring all the time. So just give me a second. Okay, so let's do a group activity. Okay, so I've just taken a human life cycle, like I'm not considering 100 years nowadays. Considering Corona, people will die in 60s and 80s only. So I'm not keeping 100 years. So let's consider a human life cycle span of 0 to 80 years. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now, tell me, probably like, can anybody tell me what exactly do you do 0 to 20 years? What activities do you do?
Schooling and college.
You play, studies. Yeah.
Schooling, studies mainly, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you listen to do you listen to your parents or you don't listen to parents?
Yes, we do.
0 to 20 years only. I'm not going beyond that.
Yeah, we
Not
did.
listen to parents.
You are forced to listen.
Forced to listen. I really like that. Okay. Forced to listen. Okay. Anything else?
Being
Will you
active and playing games.
playing games? Okay. Okay, fine. I'll come to this example once again. So 20 to 40 years. Tell me, is this the age to take risk or you take risk after 40 years?
This is the best way to take risks.
Yes, because yes, you try to take risk, you try to manage risk, you will explore
revenues.
okay. And 40 to 60. Tell me, is it something really exciting life, or is it just a normal life which routine activities?
That depends on what you have done between 20 and 40.
Good point. But mostly majority of them, do you think our parents and all, like, do you think that they had a very high funda life, or they just had a normal life, going to office, coming back, 9 to 6 job, like that's how normal life, right? They just do run the life.
Looking into
60 to
today's scenario, it's 40 to 60. I think is more of a learning time because with new technologies, 40 to 60 experienced sources, they need to
okay,
upskill them.
point noted. Ongoing learning, can we consider that?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
60 to 80 years, I will not be playing games. I'll not take risk. I'll not work. My only concern is, what is that concern?
Stable health.
Survival.
Survival.
Dependent.
And relax.
Now I become a dependent. I'll have to stay more calm.
Perfect. I think we got the required amount of activities. Now, this is what CSAM is all about. Like, if you understand this, your CSAM is completely very easy. Like, I did not give any like much of options. Everybody gave the options from your side. So many people read CSAM and they come back and tell that what is the linkage between the chapters. They'll be like, okay, Santosh, that this. They'll not be able to give. First, understand. That's why I tell basics are very important. Try to understand the fundamentals very strongly. If you're not able to do that, it's very tough. So I'm going to map the same thing, the same human's life cycle, to a CISO of an organization. I believe everybody knows who is a CISO. CISO is a Chief Information Security Officer, highest authoritative role in terms of security, but not from a company standpoint. Okay, so let's consider 0 to 2 months. Okay, I will slowly 2 to 4 months, and then 4 to 6 months, and then 6 to 8 months. Okay, 0 to 2 months, I would join the company. I would try to understand the company first. I try to learn what my business is all about. Next, I try to define what are my business stakeholders' requirements.
Santosh, we can call it as a discovery phase.
Discovery phase. Yeah, very good. Very good. I really like that word. Discovery. I'm trying to understand what exactly, like, I'm just in the learning phase. I'm just crawling and I'm trying to understand. I go and talk to the CEO. I will ask, what is your requirement from information security standpoint? Tell me, what do you require? So probably like that way, I'm learning. I'm just doing my schooling in my 0 to 2 years. And then I draft all of those requirements into information
So discovery
security.
or a very nascent stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perhaps we can even say it as a measure, right?
Foundation
First 30 days as a measure,
Foundation.
and the second 30 days as an assessment, and the third 30 days or the planning, right?
Perfect. That we can see from that angle also. Yes, no doubts about it. Yeah. So mainly the end results would be you will try to understand the requirements from everybody, and then you define how the information security has to work. You will write a strategy document which will be monitored by a proper governance structure. So that is where your first chapter talks about. It's called information security governance. Let me add it. That is what first chapter is, information security governance. 2 to 4 months, once I have defined what are my stakeholder requirements, what the business requires from me. Never have seen a CISO has been hired to do marketing or sales. Never have seen somebody, CEO, coming up to a CISO and telling that, Santosh, I want you to get 2 million revenue this month. You do whatever you want. Never. And a CISO is hired only to safeguard the company. If I'm hired into some company, they will tell that, please, Santosh, safeguard my company. You do whatever you want. So, and again, they will tell that you should ensure that any risk applicable to my organization should not impact my business. So that is where the second chapter comes up, risk management. So you try to identify risk applicable to your organization and manage the risk well. That's it. That's where second point comes up. Like, you will try to understand what all risks are there. Now, information security program will come in your next thing. Now you would have understood what are the stakeholder requirements. Now you know what all risks are there. These two chapters are in paper format, document format. It has nothing to do with implementation. So people will tell that, see, I am a company which has which we are into patient health information transactions. So you have to protect patient health information because of the multiple governing laws in US and any other country. You will have to see how you're going to protect it. So the CEO will come and tell that, see, now we are operating in Europe. You will have to ensure that the my data subject data is protected. So these are the requirements which come from my first phase. Second phase, when you are looking and doing the risk assessment, you are doing a risk management, you will try to understand that many end users or employees are having access to production data. You identify certain risks. So this is the phase where you will put the first and second chapter into action. You will implement all the technologies and run them. Like, it can be antivirus, it can be DLP, it can be setting up completely in a malware detection team, anything. You will do two things in this phase. One is implement technologies, and second is run the existing technologies and processes. So it's going to be a day-to-day job for him. That's why it comes 40 to 60. Normal life with routine activities. He's going to run the existing technologies and always keeping his toe on the speed. Like, if there is some incident, he's gonna work on it. So probably like information security program is where you would articulate these two chapters and then put them into action. That is where information security program comes into picture. Now, 6 to 8 months, incident management. No matter whatever the best of best information security governance and risk management, and you have all the technologies and process are in your current organization, you cannot give an assurance to anybody saying that, yes, my organization is 100% secure. Never in my life I've seen any company coming out publicly and telling that we are 100% compliant, security and compliant. They would tell that we are compliant, that's all. But nobody has told that we are 100% secure, because of hackers coming up with multiple new age hacking, and every other company is getting breached. There is not even one single company which can claim that, no, we have never got breached or attacked. So nowadays, smaller companies, bit-sized companies, bigger companies, everybody are getting attacked. So incident management is all about quickly detect incidents and recover from the incidents. That is what your fourth chapter talks about. So first chapter is all about setting up the business, information security team, information security strategy, and information security governance. In the second chapter, you try to understand what is your organization requirements, and you also know that one of your basic job responsibility is to do a risk assessment and risk management. And the third is whatever the action items which come from 1 and 2, you will have to implement those technologies and run them on BAU, day-to-day activities. It's an ongoing learning process. Fourth is stable health. I have to survive. I have to be completely I have to ensure that I recover from incidents quickly without impacting the business. One word which will not be carried from this to this table is this one. I cannot tell a CISO can be relaxed anytime. So that's a very wrong word, which I can put it under this table. But yes, 60 to 80 years in a human life cycle, you can relax. But in a CISO role, never anybody can tell that yes, we can easily relax back. So that's a quick comparison of the human life cycle to a CISO life cycle. So that's how the CSAM chapter are covered. The first chapter is information security governance, where 24% of questions come over there, like around 36 questions. The second chapter, risk management, the biggest chapter of all, 45 questions might come. The third chapter is information security program development and management, 27%. And the last chapter is information security incident management, where smallest, and I really like that. That's a cute chapter. So it is 29 questions. You will get it from here. Now, I stop here for your questions.
Santosh, can you go back a previous slide? The one you noted something done manual.
Yes. Just give me. Yeah.
8-month incident management, detect incident and recover. Okay.
Santosh, Sujit here. Do you recommend any app, a mobile app, for security practice or exam practice as such?
No, I as I told, anything outside my study materials which has been recommended, I wouldn't. It's not that it might be wrong or right, but I have not tried it, so I cannot comment on it. There are multiple apps, there are multiple websites where you will get mock questions, but please look into the authenticity of it, because if they have got the wrong answer, then your entire understanding also will go wrong.
Okay, thank you.
Are the questions linear or progressive in terms of, let's say, I've asked the question correct and the next question would be a difficult one? Is it something?
No, it's a mix and match. The first question might be from incident management. The second question might be from information security governance. There might be no linkage at all. So the questions will be mix and match. Don't expect that first 24% will be coming from information security governance. It's a mix and match in ISACA.
No. What I'm asking is, the second question would not dependent on how I answered my first question, right? So
yes, it's every question is independent of its own.
Okay. I mean, the progressive way of exam is not implemented.
No, that's not there. Like all 150 questions will be non-linked and it's independent.
Okay.
So quickly, this is how the CSAM structure is. After this, I will take a pause. Probably we will open up the forum for Q&A. That's all I wanted to cover. So this is how the CSAM design structure is. So your information security governance will mandate to do an information risk management or manage risk, which will drive to your information security program development, where the risk, whichever you have identified, you will have to mitigate through action. It can be through a people or a process or technology, and anything which is not being covered under risk management, I will try to implement incident management and cover up those risks which are not explored by risk management. That's how the linkage, that's a beautiful linkage between all these 4 chapters. And that's how I think we covered in detail how the chapters are linked. I will just give 5 to 10 seconds. You can quickly glance through this. Okay, perfect. So finally, this is the last slide. Evaluate the questions by checking tenses, outcomes, and process, and check for umbrella options. You will get multiple different types of questions. So these are the things which you have to be very careful when you're answering. Like probably like the moment you start answering more and more questions, you will try to understand all these things by default. Having said that, I think I'm done with my presentation at least. Now I would like to open the forum for Q&A. So before that, before I know somebody is going to ask about training, like I do conduct training. If you have any questions or clarifications, you can ping me offline. I will give you details. Let's not discuss anything about training in this forum. Anything related to CSAM, we can talk.
So Santosh, coming back to my question around the payment of fees and the enrollment for the exam and the membership. I mean, if you can just probably share a flow chart or probably how does it really work out? I think that would be great.
Perfect. So I
And
don't
how
have
much-
ready.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I don't have a ready flow chart, but I can tell you verbally how it works. So taking a membership is completely optional. You don't have to take a membership, or it is up to you if you want to take a membership and then buy the exam voucher. Many people have not taken membership, but the biggest advantage is if you take a membership and then take an exam, the members you will get some discount. So overall, by paying another $50-$60, you will get both the exam voucher is $775, and membership sometimes it differs because of they might keep giving offers. Like last time when I saw around 1 month back, the membership fee was just $100, and after that it came up to $150 for considering more months of membership. So they keep changing. So it's if you take a membership and then you take an exam voucher, you will get the exam voucher at $575. So that will be covered in your planning guide or exam guide how to buy it. But to keep it in a nutshell, membership is completely optional. If you take a membership, you get access to ISACA ebooks. Like you will have access to some white papers and all. But from a monetary perspective, probably like you can look from directly like go buy an exam voucher. But sometimes as a trainer, I do get some discounts. So anybody, if they are interested to, if they are planning to do a self-study and just they want to take up CSAM exam voucher, do contact me. I can get you a little discount if required.
Sure, I think that's actually a good lead. Right. Thank you, Santosh.
Santosh, can I add to your comment, Santosh?
Yeah, please. It's like an open forum. Anybody can talk.
One more advantage to having a membership. It's optional. However, it's optional. So having membership, you will enjoy 1 year benefit. That is from the ISACA. There is additional one thing is a local chapter fee included as part of membership. So you can enjoy the benefit of that forum, ISACA forum or the local chapter, wherein you will be having, they usually send mail invites in terms of various workshops related to information security across and the best practices across the world. So all those workshops, you can attend it for free. Wherever there is a free, you can attend it for free, or wherever there is some chargeable basis, you can have a discounted thing also. That is one more advantage of it having. So my recommendation is always to have a membership. When you count the membership fee plus the certification cost, the overall cost is the same. If you are not member, whatever the cost it comes to you, the cost, if you count membership plus certification, it is the same cost. So you will have your advantage also. You will get a membership ID, you will get an ID card, all those things.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
they are
So you can
smartly
enjoy all
priced
those
in such a
benefits as
way.
well.
Yeah, they are
You will
smartly.
have access to resources. You will have to access to resources database. You will have your profile IDs, all those identity within the ISACA forum. That is all the advantage you can leverage.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank you so much,
So
Sushil.
just adding on to Sushil, they are smartly priced in such a way that you will tend to buy the membership and then buy the
Exactly.
exam voucher. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Santosh, Navit Desai, one query. I'm so sorry if I'm asking it again. Actually, I missed few minutes of the session. So Santosh, is CSAM is an open book exam or a closed book exam?
No, it's a closed book exam.
Okay. I'm not sure, but I have read it on internet somewhere. It's an open book exam. That's why I asked.
No. It's not an open book. See, even if it is open book, you'll not even get time to go through that,
Yeah.
and the time is very fast. Like 96 seconds. Also, people complain that it's a very short time for them to answer it. So it's. But to answer your question, it's a closed book.
Yeah, I actually last month I appeared for CCSK examination, and that is an open book examination.
Okay, got it. No, CASM is not open.
Thanks a lot.
Santosh, Prakash here. Just a quick question with COVID. Is this a proctored exam now, or do you have to
was it a premise to like the ISACA premise to give the exams?
Okay, before I will tell you how the exams were conducted before. So it used to happen only twice a year. So one in June, and one in December, and it used to happen in a center. And after that, they slowly moved it to Proctor in the Pearson centers, where you can go ahead and take the exam anytime. But you will have to go to that particular center only. But thanks to pandemic, they have now given an option of Proctor led online certification, where you can take up the exam sitting at your home. I did the same way. And now that was only way when I was taking it. There was no offline center, but now they have opened the Pearson centers. The PS, it's called PSI. I don't know, like I don't remember that name. So now you can take up both ways. You can take up the CSEM exam sitting at your home, or you can do it from the official exam center. But when you're doing it from home, just ensure that you carry the laptops. You have a spare laptop, because I had a complete mess up. Like I tried to take up from one laptop, and that didn't work at the right moment, and I had to run around and carry one more laptop. So be careful and do a test. They have a simulator test to check whether your system passes their requirements, and do that, and then have one more laptop backup and take up the exam.
To add to Santosh, it's a Pearson VIEW Prometric Center, and it's not as advisable to do have a online from home, because lot of thing has to be counted, like your bandwidth, internet bandwidth, your system checks, and all those things, your validity, identity validity, all those things. It takes around roughly 30 minutes for the instructor to verify. So at times they will do all the due diligence before you are allowed to start with the exam. So it's advisable to do this exam through a Prometric center, where they will take care of all the infrastructure component, the network bandwidth, all those things. Only you will have to relax and give the exam. That is advisable. Otherwise, you will run up that pressure also if you opt for giving from home.
Yeah, I agree with Sushil Kant on this one. I mean, just about 4 months back, I finished my CompTIA Security Plus through Pearson VIEW. And of course, I mean, we were under the home lockdown then. So he's right. I mean, first of all, your bandwidth is a factor. Of course, electricity comes second. And as Santosh also mentioned, that you need to have a backup laptop just in case if things go south. The other point, to be very, I found it very inconvenient, primarily because there should not be any background noise in your house. All right, so that has to be factored in. And the most difficult part, which I felt, was I was reading out the questions to myself. Right, I mean, I was just reading it out, not aloud, just whispering to myself, and he thought that I'm trying to get the answers from somebody. So he gave me a warning once. I said, that's no reason. I mean, you have a camera watching me, right? So, but I found it absolutely inconvenient that way.
Yes. Just adding on to Sujay, like when I took the exam year back. Sorry. I'll just quickly go on. Just adding on to Sujay, like I had faced it 1 year back when I took the exam. Like I just stood up and I was trying to do a body stretching and all, because 4 hours, trust me, it's going to be really tired. It'll be completely like exhausting. Like I just was stretching my body, and the guy who was proctoring the exam immediately pinged, "Boss, what are you trying to do?" And I was like, no, I'm just stretching my body. And he's like, please come back and sit down. You can't do all these things. So you will get that kind of feedback and all. So the choice is yours.
Yeah, again, you're right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Santosh, this is Aditya here.
Yeah, Aditya.
I just wanted to know from you how to prepare on the whole book. Manual is there, right? How to study that? If you can guide us, it will be very helpful.
Yeah, see, there's no shortcut to reading the manual. The only shortcut I can tell is attend training. Many of them come and ask me that, Santosh, I don't want to read the boring manual. Can you help me out? Like I would tell, the only other way is attend the training, where I cover line by line, word by word, without you putting into pressure of reading the manual. So you have no other choice. If you're doing self-study, there is no other choice. You have to go word by word, line by line, try to understand the concepts, try to there are so much of linkages between chapter. You'll have to understand each and every linkages, or else you will have to attend training. That's the only way where you can look into it. Like, first understand what are the concepts, what are the chapters, and what is the each and every chapter requirement is, and then probably try to correlate them. And definitely, like, if you're doing completely self-study and if you have here and there one or two doubts, please feel free to reach out to me. I will help you out without any I will do it for free. That's what I wanted to say.
Thanks, Santosh.
So Santosh, Amit here. So you mentioned about book 3 and 4. Can you just please explain what book was that?
It's the official ISACA CSAM Review Manual 15th edition.
Okay. So you mentioned some 3 and 4 books.
Okay, there are other books also where I have referred. As a trainer, I keep referring multiple CSAM books. But for you, probably like you will have to refer only one book, 15th edition. But I, for ease of convenience and giving an additional exposure to my students, I refer 3-4 books. But to clear CSAM exam, you just require CSAM Review Manual 15th edition and CSAM 9th edition, the QAE book. That's all.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Perfect.
Santosh, how does the certification work? I mean, after you give an exam, do you get instant results, or you wait for it, and then do you
Okay,
have to apply?
you get instant results. Like, that's one thing which your happiness will be like superb after struggling for 4 hours. The moment you see that you're passed, trust me, that's something which anything like money cannot buy that happiness. So you will get instant results. After that, probably like 7 to 8 working days, you will get an email from ISACA with the detailed scoring. The scoring will not be published during the exam. They will tell whether you're failed or provisionally passed. Provisionally passed means pass only. But after 1 week, you will get the complete marks of each and every chapter, the split of each and every chapter. And probably after that, you will have to go to the portal, apply for certification by paying $50. And once you do that, you'll have to also attach an endorsement form signed by anybody, your manager or your colleague or your peer, saying that I give my attestation saying that Sujay or Om Prakash has certain 5 years of experience. And you attach that letter, and that format is also there, but don't worry about it. And you have to pay $50, and boom, you get the CSAM certificate.
Okay. I believe there is some criteria of experience for certification. I read somewhere. I may be wrong. Like 5 years or 3 years of experience.
Yeah, 5 years of experience is required. 5 years of experience is required. But if you're an engineer, you just need 3 years of experience. But taking up exam, nobody is going to stop you. Like, only when you have to apply for certification, that qualification criteria will come in. But if you are, the toughest part in the entire process is clearing the exam. So for that, you don't have any requirement. I would tell that even if you're 1 year, go ahead and take up the exam and apply for certification only when you reach that level. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. If no questions, I think we can break for the day. Any questions?
Nothing from me, Santosh.
Santosh.
Thank you again for your
Thank you,
insights.
Santosh. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
Santosh, I
great.
had a very informative session.
Santosh, have a blessed day. Have
Yeah,
a blessed time ahead.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I will be there if anybody has doubts, but those who want to leave can leave. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time. And if you have any doubts or concerns or any questions which you have to ask me, like, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can start
Santosh.
following me on LinkedIn, or you can text me or WhatsApp me also. I'm there. I'm
Sorry,
just giving a
Santosh.
closing comments for those. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just giving closing comments for those who want to leave. So you can reach out to me. I hope all the 96 participants who came to clear CSAM exam, and I'm always there to help you out anytime. Do reach out to me. Thank you so much, and thanks everyone. I'm here. If you have any doubts, you can stay back.
Thank you, Santosh. One thing, do you have a WhatsApp group?
Yes, we do have a WhatsApp group, and that's how many people have joined in. Like,
Okay,
if you
is
stay
the
back,
same group? Yeah, is the same group the one which I'll just commented in that group?
yes,
Is
yes,
the same group?
yes, that's a WhatsApp group. Yes, that's a
Okay,
dedicated
okay.
group which we
No
have kept,
worries.
right?
Yeah, no worries. We'll communicate over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh,
Signing
for the
off.
session and
Have a
motivation.
blessed time ahead.
Thank you,
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank
This is
you.
wonderful.
Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you. Please don't defocus. You can easily clear CSAM. So stay committed, stay dedicated. You will definitely clear CSAM.
Thank you,
How can we get details about your training? Please ping me offline. We can
Sure.
discuss on WhatsApp. Yeah. If you fail in
Thanks
first
to-
attempt, there will be any discount? No, there's no discount.
Thanks to Rishabh, who has just mentioned his experience on LinkedIn, and through that we got your contact.
Yeah, special thanks to Rishabh. Rishabh, if you're there, because he has some throat pain, I think he couldn't talk, or else like, yeah, Rishabh is there. I think Rishabh. Thanks, Rishabh for.
I'm here. It's just that, yeah, like you told, I'm having throat pain today. My best wishes to all the aspirants, and it's all because of Santosh. All credit goes to Santosh. Because of his training, I was been able to clear CSAM with very less efforts, I would say. And whoever is aspiring for it, just go for it is what I would be giving as a tip. I mean, like, just go for it. Don't have second thoughts around the certification. Everything will fall in place. Just start preparing, go for it, and you will be having it in one day. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
you.
Rishabh. Thanks for nice words from
Santosh,
you.
just one
Yes.
general question, okay? Is there any news? I mean, now that you are an ISACA member, I mean, is there any news when for a new version of the system exam being released?
Yes. So the review manual is going to be the new 16th edition of CSAM review manual would be launched in the month of January, and exams basis on that 16th manual will be reflected from June onwards. So till June, you can bank upon 15th edition. From June onwards, it's going to be completely on 16th edition.
All right, fantastic. So I plan to do that by the end of March. So I think that should be sufficient for me to, I mean,
Yeah,
just
keep a
start with
tab on
the
it. Yes, keep a tab
yeah.
on it, and see that you will have to do it, or else you will have to restart from the scratch everything.
No,
That's
that's what I don't want to do that. I have already made a head start. Okay, thank you, Santosh.
perfect.
Just to add to that, I mean, like, if Santosh, if that information is correct, then even for anyone, you don't even need to worry about the new syllabus, because CSAM, trust me, this is my experience. I'm saying you won't even require to go up to June. June is way far too ahead. Before that
Yeah,
itself, like somewhere around January, Santosh and myself would start hearing from you people that some of you cleared CSAM with flying colors. So you people really do not even need to worry about syllabus getting changed or anything.
Exactly. Like, don't worry about June. Like, bullseye. Like, what I wanted to tell was, Rishabh told it. Like, exactly. Like, you don't have to wait till June. Like, if you take up the exam, if you start the preparations now, by Jan, you should be able to clear it off. Like, don't think that it's going to be a rocket science. Yes, I do agree. CSAM is one of the gold certification and one of the toughest certification, but follow my approach. Whatever I spoke about in this session, definitely there is no doubt that you can fail. I'm there. I'm gonna completely back you up, no, irrespective of whatever background you are. I can completely back you up if any support is required from my side.
So, Rahul here. So from when, I mean, when you are going to launch a new batch or fresh batch?
Yeah, Rahul, I would prefer taking it offline because I wanted to keep this purely out of marketing my training. Like, if you have any doubts or any details required about my training, you can ping me offline on WhatsApp or LinkedIn. I will reply back to you.
Okay, that's great.
Santosh?
Yes.
Really, it was very informative, Santosh. And what I will do is I will follow your suggestions. I will message you separately, because I am currently in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure how to what do you call to sync up with you, because here Sunday to Thursday is working day, Friday and Saturday is a weekend. Okay.
Yes.
So I will touch base with you, Santosh, if in case how I can join the training, all sort of things. Okay.
Perfect. Anytime. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Santosh, I joined little late actually, but I have one doubt. I missed the difference between CISSP and CISM. But currently, I'm also promoted to CISO role. So, which is the best certification in terms of CISO role? Is it going for CISSP or CISM?
Okay, I'll tell you here. CISSP is ISC Square Gold Standard, and CISA and CISM is ISACA's gold certification. So always, if you go back and Google CISSP versus the first certification which comes is CISM. So ISACA's answer to CISSP is CISM only. Like if you're a CISO, definitely will have to look into CISM. Now slowly CISM is becoming techno-managerial. Before it was just managerial. So many people have told that it's going to be completely managerial. That's why there are a lot of technical questions coming up in CISM to prep you up to think from a technical and managerial role. So if you're a CISO, without any doubt, I would recommend you to go for CISM and then look for CISSP.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Santosh. So just I have to leave. So we'll talk offline very soon.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. Thanks for your time and thanks for guidance.
Thank you. Thanks for spending a lovely evening with me, and it was really nice talking to you all. If no questions, we can end, or if you have any questions, we can continue.
Hey Santosh, Vinod here.
Hey Vinod.
How many mock tests does ISACA give me if I go for ISACA training?
See, there is one. I would suggest you to buy the QAE the QAE 9th edition. That itself is enough for you. That will have 1,000 questions, which should suffice for you.
Okay.
That's nothing but mock questions only, right?
Hi,
Yeah.
Santosh. Zeba here.
Hi, Zeba.
Yeah, thanks for the great inputs on CISM exams. I would like to connect you offline related to your training sessions and all. So when will be the good time to connect with you for that?
Anytime before 2 a.m.
Okay, or maybe tomorrow morning?
Anytime.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm logging off now.
Thank you, Zeba. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so thank you, Santosh, and everyone. I will be dropping off now, and I'll connect with you separately, Santosh.
Sure. Thank you, Sujay.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye. And thank you, Rishabh, as well. You are definitely a good inspiration for me, at least.
Rishabh is inspiration for many, including me.
I would just say, I'm like, no, not at all, Santosh. What is that? I think now recording is stop or what? Santosh has started creating jokes.
Recording is
so
going on.
Sujay, not just for you, but for everyone whoever were there, I would just say, don't worry about anything.